As you know, our government has been shut down for, I don't know, what is it, 17 days now, depending on when you see this. I believe, well, I have no evidence of this, but I believe that Donald Trump wants a border wall because he wants to profit from building the border wall, specifically from his construction companies building the border wall. I haven't heard anyone talk about this. I haven't heard anyone in politics or in social commentary or the news address this possibility. In this video, Speaker Pelosi talks about some of the other border options that the Democratic House is willing to fund.
No, it has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with the wall is an immorality between countries. It's an old way of thinking. It isn't cost effective. And the fact is, as Congresswoman Lucille Allard said, there are things we could be doing at the ports of entry. First of all, if you want infrastructure, we need more infrastructure at the ports of entry. If you want to detect drugs, as we all do, then there is a technology that can scan these cars coming through. We're spending about $40 million. We should be spending about $300 million to do that, and that's by the Border Control people's own numbers. So there's so many things that we can be doing to maintain who we are as a country.
Unfortunately, in that video, she also called the wall an immorality, which I think is going way off topic. I don't think a wall is moral or immoral. Is it effective or is it not effective? But back to my main point. Think about it. Donald Trump is in the construction business. And out of all the options for border security, which we do need, he's pushing for the construction-based border security solution. He's in the construction business. And he's pushing for a $5.7 billion government-funded construction project. Seems like a conflict of interest to me. And I've included a link below to a couple of other videos that talk about the cost of the wall and some of the other problems with eminent domain and just will it work or not. And that's a subject for another debate, because I'm not a border patrol agent, so I simply don't know. I'm not going to express an opinion about a subject about which I know nothing. I can come up with plenty of other ways to look stupid, well, this video being one of them. In one of those videos, it talks about the estimated cost of building a wall along the 2,000 miles of the U.S.-Mexico border to be between $10 and $20 billion. That seems more realistic. And again, I think Donald Trump wants this wall because he wants his construction companies to build it. And once it's started, and once funding's begun, the cost overruns can just run wild. I believe that he wants a border wall to make himself and his business partners extremely wealthy. What I want to know is, why is no one else talking about this, or even the possibility of it? And when a rich man says, this is more important, building the wall, is more important than next week's paycheck, I think that's a problem. And when that man is the President of the United States, talking to federal workers, it's a very big problem. Mr. President, to these families whose income you're holding hostage, oh, you in Congress, nobody's hands are clean here. Next week's paycheck is everything. Next week's paycheck is feeding their children, feeding themselves for that matter, staying in their apartment, not falling behind on their mortgage, not getting their car repossessed. Talk about a wall for border security to protect America. Now, border security is vital, I give you that. But if we're putting public works projects ahead of the citizens of this country, what are we defending? Where are our values? And as a citizen, you and I, we the people, first three words of the preamble of the Constitution, when you leave for work tomorrow, after about the sixth pothole you hit, maybe some of that $5 billion could be spent in your neighborhood in our neighborhoods to fix those potholes or those broken bridges. Our infrastructure is falling apart, and we're talking about billions of dollars, 5.7, probably just a starting point, billions of dollars for a border wall that not everyone agrees will be effective. And again, that's for other people to discuss. I'm not a Border Patrol agent. But I would like to know from people like Robert Reich, who, you do great videos, you do a lot better than this, by the way, on probing complex subjects and making them understandable. Why haven't you talked about this, the conflict of interest, about Donald Trump and his construction interests, and Donald Trump president wanting a construction project? I just want to bring this subject to the table. I do not claim to have all the answers. My YouTube channel and my Twitter handle, I think you call it, is In Whose Opinion. I'm just some guy with a camera and an internet connection expressing an opinion. I'm not here to tell you what to think or how to think. I have tagged Speaker Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Senator Chuck Schumer, my elected officials, and the president. And of course, you know, when they see this, they're going to drop everything they're doing and deal with this because, like I said, some guy with a camera and an internet connection has an opinion. That is sarcasm. Okay. Some of you look confused. I didn't know. I would really love to know what you think, my fellow citizens, people who love Trump, people who hate him, people who think the wall's a fantastic idea or a terrible idea. What do you think of the possibility that Donald Trump wants this wall so he can profit from building it? I welcome your comments below, or on Twitter, or, you know, all that other stuff that we waste. I mean that we spend our valuable time on. Thank you so much for listening.